Antifa terrorists are planning a flag-burning session at Gettysburg on July 4th. That's right. While you're trying to hang out with your friends and family and cook hamburgers and drink beer and watch fireworks and celebrate the birth of the greatest nation on this planet, we are going to have thuggish Antifa terrorists at the place where Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address to burn the American flag. This has got to stop. So let's go ahead and read this article from the Gateway Pundit. Antifa planning flag burning at Gettysburg on July 4th from Jacob Ingalls. According to a Facebook page called Left Behind USA, Antifa domestic terrorists are planning to desecrate the Gettysburg National Cemetery and set the American flag ablaze on Independence Day. Now, I know not too long ago there was this big debate about whether flag burning should be illegal or not. And you had certain people like Michael Knowles who said, "Oh yes, absolutely, flag burning should be totally illegal." I forget exactly what his rationale for it was. Basically, that it's a symbol of the nation, and that the symbol of the nation comes before the Constitution. I guess on a I don't know whether he was just talking about the temporal timeline or symbolic timeline. I'm not sure. I forget exactly what his argument was. And then you have others like Tim Pool who say, oh, no. I think flag burning should be allowed because it's free speech. Now, honestly, I like both of those commentators. I like Michael Knowles a lot. I also like Tim Pool a lot. I'm actually going to have to side with Michael Knowles on this. And for a while, I was kind of sitting on the fence, which is rare for me. I normally don't sit on the fence on anything. But at this point, I kind of have to side with Michael Knowles on this, and as much as I respect Tim Pool, I don't think that he has a solid take on this, saying that it's free speech. Because at the end of the day, arson is not free speech. Setting fires is not free speech, especially in public places, which all flag burnings take place in public. Nobody burns a flag in their driveway by themselves. They do it as a public way to say "fuck America." And while I don't care so much, I'm not as big on Michael Knowles' reason why, the whole concept that the flag is a symbol of the country, which comes before the Constitution. I'm not really I don't really see that angle all too well. What I do see is that burning the nation's flag is despicable, but doing it in a way that is also a danger nullifies the defense of free speech. I mean, if you can go and burn a flag at a public protest where maybe a wind could whip up and blow that burning flag on, catch somebody else on fire, catch their clothes or hair on fire and injure other people, well, that's a concern. That's not free speech. If that's allowed, then we should just be able to go with our guns at an armed rally and just start firing them off in the air at random. I mean, the chances that those bullets are going to fall down and hit somebody are probably fairly similar to the chances that flag is going to whip up and burn somebody. So that's my take on the issue at this point. I don't think even if flag burning is legal and all that, it's still despicable. It's still despicable. These people have no idea how good they have it. They have no idea how good they have it because they're absolutely spoiled little brats who believe in some utopian vision that they can never make happen, but they sure as shit demand that we do for them. Fuck them. All right, let's continue with this article. Gettysburg, the site of the bloodiest battle of the Civil War on American soil. Gettysburg, the site of the bloodiest battle of the Civil War and on American soil, is respected and revered by every sane American. Yes, it is. As they have demonstrated since 2016, and in particular since Antifa and BLM have fused into a violent rage mob. That's almost a polite way to put it. The modern progressive and leftist movement has lost all sense of decency and sanity. Yes, these people are insane. I mean, you hear the positions that they take, and they are completely nonsensical. You see the demands that come out of, whether it's Antifa or Black Lives Matter or, even some of these radical green movements, the Green New Deal. These people have lost their mind. They do not live in reality. They think that, They think that anything is possible so long as they can make somebody else do it for them. All right, let's go. Let's keep going here. The event for the flag burning that they have scheduled on the day we should all be coming together to share in our nation's freedom from a tyrannical state features praise for cop killer Christopher Dorner. Of course it does. Of course it does. Because these people worship the devil. I mean, I don't even necessarily mean that so literally, but they worship people that are just personifications of evil. They worship people that represent destruction. They don't build anything. They destroy. I mean, you look at the whole idea of postmodernist ideology, which is what a lot of academia is built upon these days. It's built upon postmodernist ideals. That's where you get your intersectionality from, which if you've ever taken a course by any, taught by any postmodernist professor, it's all about deconstruction. It's deconstructing this, deconstructing that, deconstructing patriarchy, deconstructing racial whatever, deconstructing. I had to take. I majored in film, and I took a lot of film theory classes, and it was all about deconstructing the different patterns that you see in the representations in film. And first of all, I hated my theory classes. The good thing about the theory classes, this is what was so great about taking these theory classes in college, was that I never had to actually read the material to just write a nonsense response to it and get an A. I mean, talk about the good thing is I didn't take out any student loans. I went to school on scholarship, so if I had to actually take out loans and owe for that education, then I'd be pretty pissed. But anyways, so the group also claims that the group also claims to be building an armed left-wing movement, as we have seen in places like Seattle's Chop Zone, where foreign-funded warlord Raz handed out AR-15s to random youth. Now, this is something that I know we're all going to want to joke about, because we know that these lefties, these Antifa people, they're pink-haired pinko pussies, and so we think the idea of them getting armed, they're more likely to shoot themselves in the foot than they are to shoot us. And while that might not be true, while that might be true now, it might not be true in the near future. I mean, anybody's capable of learning how to shoot. And while we see this footage of the John Brown Gun Club looking like they're LARPing like a militia group, all in their black bandanas and shit, over a matter of time, if they really stick with it, in which we can see that they are dedicated to their movements, they are dedicated to this terror that they're bringing. So they are going to go from a ragtag band of genderqueer pussies into a group of ragtag dangerous pussies. Still genderqueer. Anyways, yeah. So we need to keep an eye on this, because they are starting to get more into guns. And for any people out there that own a gun store, I was actually just at the gun store earlier today. You start seeing some Antifa people, just go ahead and fail their background check. In fact, a lot of them probably would fail anyway. So, anyways, let's look at these posts from Left Behind USA. Attention, comrades. After the flag burning, we will be getting together for a dinner discussion group at Perkins Restaurant, located at 849 York Road. Just a short drive from the protest. I mean, you got to admit, that's kind of funny. After we go and burn the American flag, we're going to be getting together for a quaint dinner at Perkins' place. These guys are, I mean, like I said, we have fun joking about them, but we also need to take these motherfuckers seriously. Discussion topics will include coordinating plans to remove all Confederate statues from public locations. Hold on. It is not on you, Antifa, to remove Confederate statues from public places. There is a democratic process that we go through to do this. Now, aren't a lot of these people that were in Antifa, they were, a lot of them were behind the banner of the Democratic Socialists of America, because they believe in socialism, but they also believe in democracy. But we're starting to see through that very, very thin veneer of belief in democracy in all of the actions that we have seen over the course of the past month. Honestly, the last 4 years. Honestly, none of us bought into that democratic socialism anyways. It's bullshit. We all know that democracy and socialism are antithetical structures, antithetical power structures. So, but now that we're seeing that they're just going to go and do it on their own. They don't care about the democratic process. And we should know that once we give democratic socialist power, they're not going to give a shit about the democratic process either. It's all going to go out the window. Because as I keep saying, I'm going to hammer this point home as often as I can. Socialism, communism, Marxism is a political bait and switch. All right, so they're going to take it upon themselves to remove all these statues, which they've already been doing, but they're going to build an armed left-wing movement to combat right-wing terror. What right-wing terror? There is no right-wing terror. And at least no organized right-wing terror. I mean, I'm sure, let's see, the Timothy McVeigh, you could say, was right-wing terror. I guess you could say the guy that went and shot up that target was right-wing terror. But you could also go ahead and say that the shooting in, where was it, in Ohio? That guy was an Antifa member. And what do you think that these people have been doing for the past month now? They run around left-wing terror. We don't have a right-wing terror problem in this country. We might have a few lone wolf assholes that run around and create mayhem until they blow their own brains out. But we don't have cities burning because of terrorist activity from right-wing people. We do have cities burning from terrorist activity from goddamn lunatic lefties. But they will gaslight, they will project, and they will try to distort reality for everybody. Because in the chaos of confusion, they will break it down and bring it all back together. Solve et coagula. All right. So let's see. We'll be coordinating plans to remove all Confederate statues, building an armed left-wing movement, and effective protest techniques. Now, of course, you have to realize that protest is a gaslighting. Is gaslighting us again, because you have to understand that Antifa, their protests are riots. They're violent. So when they say, let's replace that sentence with what they really mean. Effective rioting techniques. Effective violence techniques. I have been hearing, and these are unsubstantiated, and so I don't really feel comfortable even bringing them up, but I would rather bring them up and be wrong than not bring them up, and maybe some people who could have heard and prepared would have gotten the message, and if it ends up being true. But I have heard that there are potential for Antifa to be going around on 4th of July committing all kinds of armed violence and using fireworks as cover for gunfire. And we have been seeing all the reports. We've been hearing about all these fireworks going off in all of these major cities. People don't really know exactly what's going on, but these are big commercial-grade fireworks that are going off. And there's a lot of talk about, these people are, it's Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all of these Soros-funded communist agitators are setting these off to prepare, to basically get people not comfortable, but used to the sound of explosions and gunfire and things like that. And while I can't substantiate the rumors that I've heard, I cannot substantiate them. Just to be clear, I said can't substantiate the rumors that I've heard. You have to realize that it would make for a perfect time for them to be effective with another coordinated attack. When all of us are having fun with our friends and families, cooking out, having beers, celebrating under fireworks, all of a sudden we hear more bang, bang, bangs, and we just think they're more fireworks. We don't realize that people are being shot down in the street, or homes are being kicked into. These people are going to be coming they're going to be coming to the suburbs. And they're going to be targeting white people, they're going to be targeting Trump supporters, they're going to be targeting anybody who is not with them. I mean, to them, they say silence is consent, which should not be a very good slogan. Go ask any woman. Jesus. Then below, they said Chris Dorner did nothing wrong. He's just a murderer. He did nothing wrong because he murdered the right people for their side. These people are the scum of the earth, and I got a feeling we've seen that they're patient. So we need to see how. We know that they're admitting that they're going to try to get armed, and so they're going to try to get a bunch of guns. We know it's going to take them some time to actually get good with guns and actually have an understanding of how to operate them and effective, how to run effective attacks and that kind of thing. As much as I don't want people on the right to step up and go after these people with guns or anything like that. What happens if we sit back and just let these guys train and get really good? What happens then? What if they end up becoming very effective with their guns? And we could have sat back and stopped it just by showing up with guns, not even having to fire a bullet and getting these people arrested. But instead we sat back and just let these guys level the playing field and start matching us on arsenals. Now, I don't think they're going to match us on arsenals. I mean, honestly, the right has so many guns in this country, it'll make your head spin. I mean, I was just at the gun store earlier today, bought a whole bunch of ammo. I was saying just yesterday, everybody should have a gun, but I really don't think, and this is again where that whole idea of freedom and should there be limits to freedom based on ideological enemies to the founding principles. And while I say everyone should get a gun, I sure as hell don't want Antifa to have guns, because we know what they're going to do with them. We know their intent. We know how violent they are. We know that they're not law-abiding citizens. It's tough. We don't know exactly what the answer is. How do you defend freedom? How do you defend freedom without violating the core tenets of liberty? At the end of the day, I think we have to delineate and draw a clear line that there is such thing as an ideological enemy to the founding principles of this nation, and that we have to defend against that, because not all wars are fought physically. We're in information war, which is a war for your heart and soul and your mind. So, again, I don't know what the answers are exactly. But if you'd like to start this conversation, there's a comment section down below. Oh, and also, I forgot while I'm at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the video, share it, let people know what's going on, especially stuff like this when it's almost a warning for, violent activity that could be planned just here coming this weekend. Please share this video so that people are aware of the possibilities, even if it ends up being nothing. It's better to be prepared and not have to be than to have to be and not be prepared. So it's like a gun. Better to have it, not need it, than need it and not have it. So let's see what else Left Behind USA says. MAGA lives don't matter. So these and also blue lives don't matter. So these people have no problem, and we've already seen Christopher Dorner did nothing wrong. These people have no problem with murder. They have no problem killing you because you disagree with them. This should not be allowed in America. That's not free speech. I mean, I guess it is, but when you can match the speech to the actions, if it was just speech, it'd be one thing. But we know it's not just speech. We know they're going to match their rhetoric with their actions. So how do we get ahead of it? Typically, I'm not a huge fan of preventative measures because they're violations of liberty. But these people don't believe in liberty. These people don't believe in... We're giving these people a grace that they don't believe in. And that they would never give to us. They would never give us any kind of mercy or grace. They come into power, we're dead. We're sent into prison camps. It's that serious. And we can see this. We can see what they truly believe. We can see where their hearts are at. This is an existential war, not just for the ideals of our nation, but for the safety of ourselves and families, our friends, all the people we care about. These people are coming after us. They're telling us they're coming after us. We need to listen to them. Not their message, but their threats. We need to listen to their threats and take them seriously. I think if the last month has shown anything, is that they're not fucking around. The problem is we are. And no, we don't need to go out and get violent. But we do need to show force. We do need to show that we have the ability and that we have the resolve. That's the big issue, is that they think we have no resolve. And so far, they've been right. Now, we don't need to be violent. We shouldn't be violent. We don't need to be violent. But we do need to show resolve. We do need to show that we do have a threshold. We do have a limitation for how much we're going to put up with. How much violence can be wrought upon us and the people we care about, the places we enjoy, our hometowns. Most of us just want to live peaceful, quiet lives and raise, with our families and friends, raise our kids and do all that kind of stuff. These people want to burn that all down. They want to take that from you. Antifa thugs did the same thing in 2017, which the Gateway Pundit reported on. They show a link to desecrate graves and burn flags on July 1st back then. All right, so that's... Oh, excuse me. Been a long day. We will continue to monitor this event and provide updates accordingly. Yeah, we should stay tuned because there might be more information coming out about other plans that Antifa has outside of Gettysburg. Because we know that these people, they believe in chaos, they believe in death and destruction, they believe in enslavement because they believe in communism, which is a de facto belief in enslavement. You can't believe in one without being okay with the other. Yeah, this is... shit's getting real. Shit's getting real, and we need to stop being so damn comfortable. Because it can disappear like that. Okay? So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you'd like to help support the channel, there are several links to my Subscribestar, Patreon, and PayPal down in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you all have a good day. Be safe out there, and also be prepared.